Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is Chula. If today is your first time seeing my channel, you're welcome. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all for your love and support. So today I come with another update of Mickey Makeup. If this is something that you're interested on, keep on watching. So on this tutorial today, I'm going to be showing you a step by step on how to get all your top done. Okay, so please stay with me. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm so excited. And secondly, I'm not really feeling well. I've been coughing all the while, but yeah, I still have to do this tutorial. Okay, so yeah, on my table I have my pieces here. So they are actually pieces, like pieces, because I made a trouser for this fabric. So there is a way the fabric stretch. It stretch a vertical. It doesn't stretch a horizontal way. So I have to follow up the way it stretched so that I can get the kind of pant I was looking for. So at the end of the day, I ended up having pieces around. So I still needed to do something with the remaining pieces. So that is why you are going to be seeing pieces, not the full fabric. Okay. So this one here, I have this two here. I'm going to be using it at my front pieces. Okay, when you divide your round bust circumference. So the front is my full round bust circumference. That is what I have here. So the length of my top is going to be 10. At the end of the day, I'm going to be having 8 inches, but here I have 10 inches. Okay, I'm going to be marking 10 inches because I'm going to be folding a 1.5 inch so that I can fix my strap. So but that is why I'm having 10 inches. So I'm going to be using 0.5 inch to join it to my band, my waistband. So at the end of the day, I have 8 inches in total. So here is it. The width is 18 inches. Okay, so that means my round bust circumference divided by 2 is for one side, and the same thing, 18 inches for the other side. So you can see by the time I'm going to make the ruche, is going to be just like that, just like you saw on the thumbnail or the video you saw recently now. Okay, so in fact, let me put the picture on the screen so that you see. So right here is my back pattern, my back pieces also. So it also, I divide it into two because I'm going to be facing zip. Okay, zip is going to be at the middle, so also the back also has two. So here is my round bust circumference, exactly my round bust circumference divided by 4. So I have 8.5 inch 0.5 plus 2 inches zip allowance. Okay, so that means the total of 10 10.5 on both sides. That is uh 21 inches in total. All right, so here is my band, exactly my waist, 28 plus 2 inches for zip allowance. That is 30. Okay, and the width is 4 inches on fold. Okay, it's on fold. So when you open it, that means it's 8. So here is my strap I'm going to be using. So I have a 1.75 width, and then I have 38.5 inches times 2. Okay, because you need 2 strap to make up your dress. Okay, so the here is my sleeves. So before I wanted a very big puffy sleeves, but my fabric was not enough, so I have to just manage this one that remain. Okay, so uh, actually it ended up giving me the sleeve that is only on my ribs, that is going to be, if I'm trying to extend it to my shoulder, it's so tight, so I can't do more than that. Yeah, so the length of my sleeve for now, um the total length is 29. Okay, and the width is 24.5 inches times 2. Okay, because you have 2 sleeves, so you have to have 2 sleeves. And yeah, So now I'm going to go to my weaving machine to weave everything, and then I'm done weaving it anyway. Okay, I'm done weaving it, so I have weaved everything. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to be preparing my top, my pieces to turn them into top. So I'm going to be folding in with 1.5 inches. Remember, I told you that I'm going to be using 1.5, right? Yeah, so now I'm going to mark 8.5 to that mark just where I'm pointing. Okay, so I'm going to mark from there and stop where my 8.5 is. The remaining one, I'm going to fold it so that I can make a channel for my strap. So that is where the 8.5 stop. So I'm going to be repeating the same measurement so that I can have an accurate measurement. Okay, so once I'm done taking this measurement, I'm going to get my pattern master and I'm going to use it to draw out this line. So this line is going to be my guideline when I'm going to fold it, just like this. Okay, so yeah, that is where my folding is going to start from. So this folding now is where my strap is going to be. Why here is the center front. Okay, so this is the center front. I'm going to use my hemming gum to hold it. Instead of stitching it, you can, if you have your hemming gum, you can use your hemming gum to have that clean finish from the inside. Okay, so that is what I'm doing, and I'm going to be repeating the same step on the second pieces. Okay, so this is my two front. Here is my two back pieces. Okay, I have already done the other pieces, the other back pieces. So this is the second one. So the part where you see weaving, I weave, is the part where I'm going to be fixing my zip. Okay, so once I'm done here, I'm going to get my hemming gum and then I'm going to hold it down instead of stitching. If you don't have your hemming gum, you can just fold in twice and then you stitch it down. Okay, so I have created the channel from my front. So the same thing I did for the front is the same thing I'm repeating here, just that I'm going to use my hemming gum to close this part completely, because there is not going to be any strap from there. Okay, there instead of having strap, I made it in the way that zip will be at the back. So this is how the process is. I'm going to be repeating the same thing using my hemming gum on the other pieces. Okay, so yep, so my two back is ready, my two back pieces is ready. So the next, I'm going to be working on my sleeves. I need to fold these edges so I can create an elastic channel, and the elastic that I'm working with is 1 inch elastic. So I'm folding 1.5 inches allowance where my elastic is going to be passing. Okay, so next I'm working on my this is my waistband, and it's being folded into two. Okay, it's on fold as you can see, and the width of my band is 4 inches. Okay, the width of my band is 4 inches. At the end of the day, I'm going to have 3.5 inches width. So the length is 30 inches. My waist is 28 plus 2 inches zip allowance. Okay, so here is my back pieces. Okay, I'm going to be taking the measurement to mark where my 8.5 is going to stop. That is my round bust circumference divided by 4. Okay, so that I can know how many inches that is going to remain for me to use for my zip. Okay, so I have gotten the remaining inches. So this is I think this is about 1.25 inches. So I'm going to be using it all for my zip. Okay, and I'm going to be joining it with 0.75. so where my zip is going to start is going to be stopped from that point where I mark 2 inches. That is where my zip opening is going to be. Okay, so the reason why I use this zip is because this is the only option I have. I would have loved to use the type that I can open it from all the way from up down.
So it was this very one I found, and at the end of the day, when I finished with my dress, I did not like the outcome. It was not it's not flat, like it's not flat from the back. It has that bulge at the back. So for the front it looked nice, yeah, but for the back it has that bulgy look because I didn't use a rifled zip. Okay, so I will advise you to use the zip that you open all the way from the all the way up. Okay, so I'm done with the back. So here is my front. Okay, I'm going to head to my sewing machine and I'm going to be stitching it down from that part, like you see where I point. Okay, I'm going to stitch it not close completely because that is where my strap is going to fall. Okay, so right now let's work on the front. We're going to be working on the front. So I'm going to place my two right front together. Okay, my two front facing each other like that, right side facing each other, so that I can mark the point where I'm going to be closing up. Okay, you know the front doesn't have it's not completely closed because you need to create that opening where you can separate. Yeah, I need to create a space where I can separate both of them. Okay, so I'm going to be marking from the up to 5 inches opening. Okay, it's 5 inches opening. So how do you go about that? You take your measurement, measure from your chest line. Okay, mark from your chest line where you want it to start from to your under bust. Okay, this is how to go to about this one. Mark from your chest line where your chest line stop or where you want it to start from, and go down to where your under bust stop. So whatever numbers that give you, then whatever thing that remains in below, then you're going to close it up from that part. Okay, so that is what I just did. So from where I want mine to start from to my under bust is the opening is 5 inches. So you see what I did, I pin it. So that is where I'm going to stitch. So once if I stitch it's going to be like this. Okay, and see the opening, what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so that is how it's going to be. So once if I stitch it, I'm going to stitch a loose stitch from the bottom part so I can ruche it to my waist measurement, to my round waist circumference. Okay, I hope this explanation is clear, you can follow. So now once if I reach it to my round waist hip circumference, and then I'm going to now place it on my back, get my back pieces and place it like that. As you can see, everything is equal. I'm going to be stitching there with 0.75 on both sides. Okay, I'm stitching there 0.75 also. So this is what I'm going to do when I'm going to be heading to my sewing machine to stitch it. Okay, so we are gradually getting to start stitching, putting everything in order. Okay, so right now this is my sleeves. Okay, so if you want to have this full ruche kind of a look like you're seeing, okay, so you're just going to take your exact measurement, your sleeve measurement, just like your normal, you're making your normal sleeves. Okay, like your normal sleeves, take the measurement of your normal sleeve. Even though you're making an up shoulder, take your normal sleeve length. Okay, and then you use that same length so that you can have that ruche inset. Okay, but still we are still going to use a wristband. Okay, but that doesn't stop you. Use your actual wrist measurement. So what I mark here is 24.5 inches because I'm going to use that 0.5 to join my band together. Okay, so right here now, so I'm going to be showing you how to make your strap. Okay, I have done one of my strap off camera, so here I'm going to show you. I've already stitched it down off camera, and the width is 1.25 inches. Okay, and the width I stitched it down that I'm going to have at the end of the day is 0.5 inch. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn it out, because you know it's too tiny, you cannot use your safety pin to bring it out. So I'm going to be using my needle to bring it out, just like you see me doing. Okay, so you're going to fix thread on your needle, and then you're going to just follow exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not going to fast forward it so that you can also understand how it's been made. Okay, sometimes you will be wondering how you're going to get this thing to turn out since it's really tiny. and your safety pin cannot pass through, yeah, this is another easiest way to flip your sewing from the wrong side to the right side. Okay, I don't know if my explanation is okay, is correct, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So at this moment, if you're still watching to this time and if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly do so. Okay, give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new today. Okay, so and again, when you're going to fix your thread, your needle, don't use the sharp part. Okay, use the part where you fix your thread on, so that it will not hook or slip out when you are trying to push the needle out. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to try to like shift this back wall. Like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, so I'm going to try be gentle with it. I'm not going to struggle. Finally, I got the thing pushed out of the way, so now I'm going to draw it gently like this till I get it out to the right side. Okay, so as I was saying, give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new for this channel today, and you can also help me share. Okay, you can also help me share, and yeah, leave your comment below if you find anything confusing. If you don't understand anything, I will try as much as I can to reply. Okay, I will not ignore your message. The only way I will ignore it if I did not see it. Okay, but I will definitely reply you once if I see your message. So I have succeeded turning it out. So now I'm going to trim off the rough edge where the thread is. I'll keep that aside. So now I'm going to be working on my sleeves. Okay, so this is my sleeves. I'm going to use loose stitch to so that I can make a ruche. So I'm going to make the ruche to fit to the size of my ribs. Okay, so here I'm going to be taking my ribs measurement. Okay, so I have 7 inches. Okay, that is my round hip rib circumference, but I'm going to be ruching it to at 8 inches, so that I will use 0.5 inch on both sides to close my sleeve down. Okay, so the reason why I'm making it exactly my rib circumference is that the fabric itself is stretchy. Okay, if you know the fabric you're using, the material you're using is not stretching, please don't use exactly measurement. And the width of my band is 3 inches, but I'm going to be cutting it at 3.5 inches. Okay, so it's on fold right now. Okay, I have already placed it on fold, and my fabric is stretchy. This is linen, the stretchable linen material. Okay, so that is the reason why I have this opportunity to do what I'm doing. But if your fabric is not stretchy, maybe you can use elastic for your weight, your dress, or I don't know, maybe you find another alternative to make up the band. Right, so now I'm going to be taking my round rib circumference, which is I take initially was 7 inches. Okay, but I'm going to be marking 8 inches so that I can use 0.5 on both sides to join them together. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking the measurement. So that is where my 8 inches stop. Okay, I'm going to repeat the same measurement so I can have an accurate measurement. So I need to draw out the line. I will not cut it out, and then so we can now move ahead. So as you can see how stretchy it is. So if your fabric is not stretchy, please don't use exactly this measurement. Even if you are going to do exactly my method, then instead of cutting 8 inches, okay, take your measurement 9 inches instead. Right, so I'm trying to confirm my measurement to be sure. So yeah, I added 0.5 before, but I changed my mind. So since the material is stretchy, so there is no need to be fear. Yeah, okay, so that is it. So I'm going to use it now to cut on the other my sleeve. So when I'm going to join in on the machine, this is what I'm going to do. The part where you see the crispy part, that is the initial length. Okay, so I'm going to join it like that with 0.5. So once if I'm done joining it, then I'm going to turn it. Okay, you will see what I'm doing, because right now I don't think I'm going to be in the best position to explain to you proper what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to cross check the measurement so that you can see. So I have 4 inches here. Okay, so I have 4 inches in total. So by the time I'm going to take a 0.5 inch to join it to my sleeves, so I have 3.5 inch at the end of the day. So right now, the next we are going to be working on now is to iron my strap so that I can have a clean finish at the end of the day. Once if I iron it, then we'll head to the sewing machine to go and start joining everything together. So right now I'm on my sewing machine, so I'm trying to figure out which one to start from. So I think I'm going to start with the sleeve so you can see what I was trying to explain to you. So this crispy part now, it had me as a guideline. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over like that, like so. Okay, I'm going to flip it over like so, and then I'm going to pin it. Okay, so that crispy part now, it help it not make up as a guideline where the midpoint is. Okay, so I'm going to try as much as possible to get everything aligned together. Okay, so once I'm done pin it like this, I'm going to stitch it with 0.5. The same thing I'm going to do to the other side as well. Okay, whatever thing I'm doing for the other hand, I'm doing it for the other hand too. Okay, so yeah, so once I'm done pinning it, I'm going to start by joining it with 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, the same thing I'm going to repeat on the other hand. Like I said, what you do to Paul, you do to Peter. So I'm going to trim off those edges. Okay, so I'm going to experiment what I'm going to be doing, what is going to look like. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to flip it off like this. Okay, I'm going to turn it off like that. So basically I have created a wristband. Okay, just like you see, and as you can see, and it stretches, so it's okay for the size. It's very small, I know, but yeah, that is the size of my ribs. So this is how it's going to be when I'm going to put it on my hand. Okay, so yeah, so this is how it's going to be. Okay, this is how it's going to be. So by the time I take 0.5 inch away, it's going to remain 3.5 inches allowance in total. Okay, so let's move ahead. So the next thing I'm going to start working with now is my 2 front pieces. Okay, I'm going to close down, join the 2 front pieces together. So from where I mark my 5 inches mark stop, that is where I'm going to start by joining. And you know my total length of my top is 8.5 inches, right? So that means the remaining inches that I'm going to be sewing close now is 3.5 inches. Okay, so this is where my 5 inches stop. Okay, so I'm going to start by joining it from that part where my 5 inches stop. So the remaining 5 inches is going to left open. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to start by joining it from that part where my 5 inches start here. Okay, I'm going to start from that part there, and I'm going to stitch it all the way down. So the next, I'm going to sew down the part where my strap is going to pass through. Okay, so that 1.5 inches that I fold, okay, I'm going to just stitch very close to the edge, not really close, but a bit close to the edge. Okay, so that I can create my strap channel. So once that's done, the next I'm going to be making use of a loose stitch for the edges where I'm going to make a gather. Okay, so I'm using a loose stitch here. So if you're making a gather, you are meant to use a loose stitch. So if you use a normal tight stitch, you're not going to be able to make your ruches. Okay, so I'm using a loose stitch here. So once if that is settled, I'm going to start working on my back. So I'm going to sew to that 2 inches that I marked before earlier. That 2 inches is where it's going to be closed. Meanwhile, the remaining from that 2 inches below is going to be where my zip opening is going to be. Okay, I'm going to stop stitch from there and stop at that point where my 2 inches stop, and then I will just sew a temporary stitching from that the remaining one. Okay, I'm not back stitching because I'm not I'm going to lose it anyway at the end of the day, but just for me to have a space to work on the back proper. So yes, I have to close the zip space. Okay, so now this is the where the zip is going to be, as you can see. All right, so the next thing I need to work on my waist. So while I was working on it, the idea did not come immediately, so I was not able to do it on my cutting table. So right now, as I'm about to start joining it, and I realized that okay, my waistband is exactly my waist measurement, and if I did not cut this excess out, that means I'm going to be having a gather at my back as also. So as you can see, I have 18.25, which means if I go ahead with this, that means the dress, the idea is that I don't want to have ruche at the back pattern. I just want it to be completely flat. Okay, so for me to have a gather at the back, is going to look somehow. So I decide to take my waist measurement from here at this point. Okay, my waist is 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. Okay, and what I have here is more than 7 inches. All right, so what's actually left here now is 2.5 inches. So now I'm going to mark a 0.75 inch. Okay, 0.75 inch for the allowance that I'm going to add. That is for the joining. Okay, so from there I'm going to try to use my free hand. I'm not really good in this free hand of a thing, but I'm still trying to learn it. Okay, so I'm going to connect it just like you see me doing. Okay, all the way from the top to the part where that I mark a extra 0.75. Okay, so yeah, those places you see me struggling, how to use freehand, because I was supposed to do it on the table. It didn't come to my mind immediately because this idea is something I just generated. I said, let me just put it out there and see, bring it out, let me see how it's going to be. Okay, so yeah, it's something that I haven't seen it in any tutorial, so it's just something I just figure out. Okay, let me do it. I think maybe that is the reason why my zip was not straight. My zip was not really staying flat. I don't really know. Okay, so now I have cut it out on the both side. Okay, so I'm going to be joining it with that, using this 0.75 now to join my both front and my back together. Okay, so now this is what remaining now is 15 inches. Okay, in total. So that means if I'm going to be making a ruche for my front, the front of my top, okay, so I'm going to be reaching it to that exactly 15 inches so that I can now place it to my back pattern. All right, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to be doing this ruche to the same exactly 15 inches so that everything can be accurate. Okay, so at this point, please, if you're finding anything difficult, you don't understand, leave your comment below. Okay, leave your comment below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so now once I'm done, I'm going to now get my back pattern. Okay, my back pieces, the right side facing the right side, just like you see me doing. Okay, so I'm going to place it right there. So right now I cannot tell if it's accurate, but since it's already ruched, and I'm just going to attach it, just try to make it up to meet with the side. Like I said, the material is stretchy, so even though if it's not exactly measurement, it's still going to be okay. You can even see how it was on the screen, because this is the method I use. Okay, so I did not do anything to it, just the same method I'm working on right now. Okay, so I'm trying to um adjust it so that it can now fit, it can align to the back pattern. So once I'm done, I'm going to pin it like that, like you see me doing. Okay, so that I can join the both sides together. So whatever thing I'm doing for the other side here, I'm going to also repeat it on the other part. Okay, so the next, now I'm going to be fitting in my strap. Remember the strap channel that I created earlier at the front? Yeah, so I'm going to fix it now so that I can be able to secure it while I'm going to close my side. Okay, and whatever thing I'm doing from the one side, I'm also going to do it at the other side. Okay, so yeah, I have succeeded to bring it out from here at this point. So I'm going to use my pin. I'm going to use my pin to secure it here. Okay, so I'm going to secure it there. So at this point now, it's going to be easier for me. As you can see, I'm dragging it to stay there because I secure it with a pin. Okay, so the next, I'm going to start joining it with that 0.75 that I kept earlier. Okay, so I'm joining it with 0.75. That's my side. Okay, I'm going to be closing down this side now, so we can move ahead to the next step. Okay, so guys, if you have followed the step, okay, you should be able to have something looking like this. All right, should be able to have something looking like this, have your top looking like this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be working on my band. I'm going to be fixing my band. So while I was working on this, guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, but I want you guys to learn. Okay, I want you to learn how to make this top proper. So that is why I don't want to pile up the information here on one video. Okay, it's best you have this video separately so that you can be able to follow up without being tired. Okay, so I'm going to be stopping this video on where I will show you how to fix the sleeve to your top and how you fix your zip. Okay, so because I was supposed to show you how I come out with the sleeves, how I fix my band to my sleeves, but I can't do that because the video is going to be too long. So here I have already made my sleeves and I've already fixed one of the sleeves to my top. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to show you how I go about it, just like the way you see me. I placed my sleeve, okay, by the side where I join the front and the back by the side. Okay, so that is the place where you're going to use as your guideline. Okay, make sure you place your sleeve just like the way you see me doing, and I'm going to be stitching it with uh 1.5 inches long. Okay, so the other side is like that joining is like a boundary between the both back and the front, so you use that as a guideline. 0.75 on the other side, 0.75 on the other side, so that means a total of 1.5 inches. As you can see, this is how it is looking like right now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be fixing my zip. Okay, so this is my zip. This is me here trying to fix my zip. Okay, so please pay close attention if you're looking for how to fix a proper zip. Okay, so this video is actually for you. Okay, so you're going to get your zip and you're going to place it like so. Okay, and pin it down. So you remember when I made a temporary stitch, that temporary stitch is not just a temporary stitch, it was a guideline. So after I was done stitching it down, I went to my ironing table I iron it proper so that I can have that crispy part on the part where I supposed to place my zip. Okay, so that was the the major rule for stitching a temporary stitch if you are going to put zip on your dress. Okay, so now it was easy for me to follow. So I placed my zip from that crease part as a guideline. So I'm going to be stitching it down from that point. Stitch very close to your to the edge of your zip. Okay, so I'm going to start by sewing down my zip, and make sure you, as you can see, I'm stitching it very close to the edge of my zip teeth. Okay, so that I can have that almost similar to invisible zip finishing by the time I'm done. All right, so once I'm done, I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side of my zip. Okay, so here is the other part, that is the second side. Okay, just like you see me doing, I'm turning it out. Okay, so yeah, that is how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to start pinning it down, right? You fold the rough edges inward like so, and then you pin it and use that crease part as a guideline. That is exactly what I'm doing here. So once I'm done, I'm going to zip it up so I can cross check if the line is, if it's aligned together. Okay, so once if I'm sure with it, then I'm going to continue, and then I'm going to start by pinning. So once I'm done pinning, I'm going to start by joining it. Okay, so guys, at this point, if the video is too fast, okay, you have the opportunity to play it at the normal playback. Okay, so that you can actually understand what I'm actually doing here. Okay, so we are coming to the end of this tutorial. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you how I make the sleeve, so that you can pay attention and take your time to watch the sleeve, also to get to know how I made it. Okay, so this is me here trying to top stitch, like secure the zip, because the zip was too long. Okay, it was too long, so I have to trim it off. But before I did that, I have to secure it then before I trim it. So yeah, this is how it is. This is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched to this moment, I would say very big thank you, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and also subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Okay, so this is the final look of this top. Okay, this is the final look. So I'm going to show you how to make the sleeve in my next tutorial. Okay, thank you so much guys, and have a lovely day. Please, I want to see your recreation if you ever make this top. Okay, I want to see your recreation, and let me know what you think on the comment section. Okay, thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Have a good night, because right now here is night for me, and I need to go and sleep. I need to wake up tomorrow, prepare for my son's school. So I have a lot of things to do. So yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on my next sewing tutorial. Okay. Bye.